Good morning, everyone. I guess I could kind of say this is my evening since I've just got off my work. Yeah, I ain't gonna even be politically correct. I just got off work a couple of hours ago. I get off at 6 in the morning now. And and with most things in which are your personal endeavors that you might want to um, put your talents and efforts and perhaps a gift into if that gift exists. When you get off work, you put your energies and effort toward putting that dream, that endeavor, that vision that you have on the side in the action. So, I'm just on here talking this morning on the internet, because I understand that, content creation, live streaming, whatever. And I seem to be having a problem with my with finding maybe it's the topics I use, it's the things I say, but I mean I I like to pick things that I believe that are relevant to people like myself and others. Good morning, boss man. You see, so, no, okay, then get that out the way. Then move this destination, move that destination. Uh, exit out. Yeah. That's been my name since high school. I've been a little bit junior high school. The group Public Enemy. I like Chuck D, but I like Flavor Flav. You know, Flavor Flav. Uh, just the character, the dance, and all that shit, man. So what I did was I got me a clock, one of them clock like the I think it's maybe from the Night of the Living Basis. It's a white clock, and really all it was shower clocks. Flavor Flav, his creativity. It was just a fucking shower clock, a clock that you hang in your shower while you're taking the shower to make sure you keep up with the time. So I got one of them, and I had my Kango. I had a great Kango. Not the Grouser, but it's kind of like the beret that like the nigga had in B Street. So I would have my beret and my clock on. And it's just my first initial is G, and they would call me, like my name Grady. They call me Grady Flav, and it cut down to G. And then I was rhyming. I used to do all things, draw graffiti, the break dance, rap, try to make beats, whatever. All things hip hop. When I got down to Fisk University, I met a dude. I met a partner, rest in peace, Harold Johnson. Uh, we started rapping. We was rapping, freestyle rapping. We just go wherever we go. Whoever was around, they could rap. We go rap against you. So he elevated my game up to from Mister Flay to Doctor Flay, and there it is with that. But I wanted it's just like I said, just up. I don't know what it takes to draw audience. I mean, I believe that I could talk about intellectual things. I mean, and this is going to be my attempt, somewhat of an event, maybe. And that seems bogus as hell as well. I could fade my shit by myself, but I was just trying to see what I, it is 360 all the way around. I mean, y'all may not be able to see the detail of all that there, but it's like when I try to cut it down and show the definition, it goes too low, so it looks like it's more straight. But the waves are there. But I digress. That's my nigga Cross said that's my word. I digress. Um, I want to talk about the Fed chairman. The Fed chairman, the head of the Federal Reserve. This person was appointed underneath the Trump's administration to replace the former uh, Fed chairman of the Fed, I guess. Um, Now, I've been complaining myself because I'm going to put this into perspective because folks tend to get when you start talking about stuff that's going on politically, people want to put it on underneath the one sole boogeyman of Donald Trump and not on a series of situations and circumstances and intentional actions and non-actions that got people to the point where got the nation to the country. Now, your country tis of thee. Now, a lot of y'all black folks, African American folks, and people like myself, y'all sounding kind of un-American. Uh, I kind of believe you should begin to yield more towards your patriotism. Hell, motherfucker, it may not be the best to you, but it's other places that could be much worse. And then this is your nation, Black American person. How dare people from, that have had a history after the civil rights movement of elevating themselves above you as an American, financially, industrially, academically, all kind of ways, socially. But these same folks, when it comes time for them to take accountability for the V's they probably should have got 15, 20, 30 years ago, or the fact that it might have been an infusion of Venezuelans. People aren't even tying in together the fact that the Venezuelan situation, the turmoil and the idea, well, he kidnapped a sitting American president. Man, we not gonna act like we forgot that underneath the Obama administration that they just went and straight killed. They just win, and we can't point directly. No, yes, we can, because Hillary Clinton said specifically, we came, we saw, he died, and she cackled. Now, this is a president of a country that his citizens didn't necessarily have any issue with. Now, he also reportedly said that he believes that these people were Al Qaeda or something like that, but that's a whole other subject altogether. I don't want to get too far off. When I talk about things that related to the government, I like to talk about things that affect my life personally, or I might see things that might be a future detriment to society, and for my best clairvoyance of my best what's the word I'm looking for? Looking forward, foreshadowing. That's what I foreshadow foreboding events. But this Fed chair, he came out, and I'm gonna play his video, and I'm gonna probably pause and stop and all that good stuff too. But all these past couple of years, I've been talking about how the interest rate on my credit card shot up to like almost really 30%. Just don't say 30%. Mind you, the motherfuckers was somewhere around like 9 and 11, something like that, man. So I'm like, well, damn. So I had gotten a situation where I got in an accident, so I lived off one particular credit card for a length of time. Once I got back to work and was paying the card, I was also using other cards. So basically, I was paying hopscotch with my cards because I was thinking I was going to get a lawsuit. In hindsight, man, I started seeing the interest pile up on them cards. And we not even going to talk about the fact that it was inflation riding right alongside with all this stuff was occurring within the past, I guess you could say, when I had an accident, between 2023 and 2025, whatever. So I'm looking at all this credit, this debt piling up. And I'm saying, well, before, probably like it was a 2020, or maybe been a little bit before 2020. Might have been early 2020 or 2019. Maybe after I had my heart attack, I consolidated my debt, and I got a loan. I got a unsecured loan for was it $8,000, $9,000 with an interest rate of 9% interest rate. I'm paying it. I'm paying. It's almost paid off now. You know what I'm saying? It could have been paid off, but I got in, a situation with finances. Uh, Trying to apply for a loan to college to consolidate the remaining part of that loan and the credit card bills. I tried to get a loan for that. These people told me they'll give me this amount of money at a 32% interest rate, but it's got to be secured on your vehicle. I mean, now mind you, I'm still in. My credit was still somewhat in the high 600s at that time. It already dropped from like the 770 it was to what it was. So in my mind, I'm saying, well, uh, the things I was looking for when Trump got in, bring the price down on some shit. The inflation went down. I remember succinctly when Trump saying, "Now y'all can get mad at whatever." This is what the man said, and I'm telling you what I heard. I remember Trump succinctly said, "You know, the inflation is going down. I don't understand why the interest rates are going down in concert." These people said, they believe that they know what they're doing best for the American people, for the betterment of the American people. Meanwhile, folks like me are watching as I lose grasp of my superior credit. I can't figure out no solution. I'm not about to put my truck up. I still owe for the truck to get a loan. But let me, the Fed chair has been called down, I believe, he's going to tell you, and, and it may be possible criminal whoopty blam, but as it should be, because I mean, it's like how many times we supposed to be the ones to eat this proverbial clover. That's my next one. What's the name? Oh, girl, yeah, statement by yeah. This is what I need. All right, y'all. Let me see. Make sure I got it on. I got it on where I needed to be on. The way I needed to be on. Okay. Listen to what he said. I'm gonna probably stop and go with it. Make sure it's right. Put it like here, like this, like there. And I'm gonna do this here. Bonk. Let's go.
On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June. That testimony concerned in part a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings. I have deep respect for the rule of law and for accountability in our democracy.
Now, what first gets me in the swallows, I don't get how the project, the so-called renovation project, ties into it. Maybe I'll get clarity on that later. But this is not. I'm just watch the mannerisms of this guy.
No one, certainly not the chair of the Federal Reserve, is above the law. But this unprecedented action should be seen in the broader context of the administration's threats and ongoing pressure. This new threat is not about my testimony last June or about the renovation of the Federal Reserve buildings.
Now, why you got to be mindful of these words they use? Why does it have to be a threat? Why you say words like threat? These are the words that program some of these people and have them, just irate, in a deranged state. Like if you just say, well, Trump waved at somebody. It's like screws their face up all together. I mean, really. But let me continue, man, because it's gonna sound like I'm cheering for dude. But I just feel sad for some folks. They just, and I don't want to do y'all like the white folks do. Y'all call Trump deranged messenger, but y'all Trump sick like a motherfucker. Some of y'all is.
It is not about Congress's oversight role. The Fed, through testimony and other public disclosures, made every effort to keep Congress informed about the renovation project. Those are pretexts. The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president. This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions, or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by political pressure or intimidation.
So hold up right here. What economic situations, what economic conditions is he looking at? I mean, people been broke. The economy's been bad. Wouldn't it make sense, if everybody trying to get back, be able to get some type of affordable lending, take a little weight up off the folks who paying their credit cards and stuff. What up there, Cross? Everybody got them kick folks. They be sliding across the spam or whatever, like they about to do something. But yeah, it should be. He said it's a pretext. The Trump did that. It's just a pretext by the administration, the criminal aspect. But you think about it, man. These people have been able, underneath the guise of what's best for you, to pick your pockets. Off of just a random. I don't know. They may have some type of formula. And math, man. Math is like a form of alchemy. They have some type of formula in which it allows them to say, okay, we picked this to be the amount that we want to charge for interest, just all year round. Maybe it might be lower for this group of people with this type of situation and other, because it's like I'm saying to myself, a few months prior, I was able to get loans and credit cards and stuff thrown at me. But now, a few months after, I'm having to struggle with even, I'm being treated as if, I have no credit whatsoever or a negative credit score. But let me go ahead and finish old boy. Old boy, yeah, go in front of them people. You need to go in front of them people, sir.
I have served at the Federal Reserve under 4 administrations, Republicans and Democrats alike. In every case, I have carried out my duties without political fear or favor, focused solely on our mandate of price stability and
bullshit, homeboy. You too old and cross-eyed.
Maximum employment. Public service sometimes requires standing firm in the face of threats.
Nigga, that's the goddamn president calling you to come speak to Congress. How the fuck you threaten? Why would you even feel threatened? If anybody that's innocent, they need to stop this, man. They need to stop this shit. And that's just, it don't matter what side of it is. Stop this shit. The motherfucker called you down there to talk. Why you feel threatened? You didn't feel threatened enough to drop the motherfucking interest rates.
I will continue to do the job the Senate confirmed me to do, with integrity and a commitment to serving the American people. Thank you.
This nigga hoe. All right, hold on. Let me ask something else. Stop that right there. So yeah, that's my point on that. But I want to talk about this lady here. And I know the sister girls, because they thought Kamala Harris was black and all that shit. They think anybody brown, anybody with little tan in their skin is for the niggas, and that's an absolute lie. Let me give me a swish of my beer, because this is short. This is a 9-minute interview, but I know I'm gonna be stopping and going. Ilhan Omar. Now, I don't care if the motherfucker from Tanzania and is over here in Iran or whatever. In my mind, positions of political power should be held by American people, born American people, or at least somewhat naturalized people. When I listen to this woman, and it is what it is. But still, it's like she can speak English, but it's learned. I don't know how to describe it, but that's not even the point here. I really and I really don't like Ilhan Omar, but I don't like the Democratic Party. But it's let me just play this for y'all, man.
Omar, who represents a large portion of that city. It's good to have you here.
I represent the whole city.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah, shit. Let me go back.
Having me.
It's just the self righteousness of it all, bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all love it. I don't. Every woman is not a bitch. I can call whoever I think is a bitch that I believe is a bitch. Every woman is not a bitch, of course, but I believe Ilhan Omar is indeed a bitch. Log off now if you don't like it. I'm sorry.
we're joined now by Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who represents a large portion of that city. It's good to have you here.
I represent the whole city.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always cackle. Bras always cackle.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. The Trump administration is actively telling the public that journalists are misleading them. You heard what was just reported from the scene. What we know is that Renee Macklin Good and her partner were protesters. They were driving around Minneapolis. They were recording what some of these ICE enforcement officers were doing. And the local police chief says Macklin Good blocked the street with her car. President Trump has said that the partner was a paid agitator. That's the phrase he used. Secretary Noem alleged this was an act.
Now, we not confront. Well, maybe some people might still be under the belief that whenever they read something in the newspaper that's reported as journalism is automatically true, which we should know by now that it isn't. Fake news wasn't nothing that Trump actually came up with. We knew the news was phony. She watched Channel Zero. Even just whatever. People that call themselves so-called woke, and woke is bullshit because that's been co-opted by folks like Ilhan Omar. People that so-called woke been knowing that the media have been full of shit. With the thing when you watch the media, you just have to pick. What's the saying go? Pick at the meat and throw away the bones. Eat the meat, throw away the bone. But my opinion. Before I even started, I believe from what I've seen, and like I keep telling people that pretty much the same thing happened damn near right down the street where a woman tried to, almost ran over one of them people pulling off, and they shot her, but she lived. She ain't getting in trouble for it, but they, I don't know, and I kind of want, but they said that wasn't there, but. If you're not fucking with them people and they trying to draw all kind of things, talking about she was trying to get away, he said stop the car. Is anybody going to get to the part where he said stop the car? Do we have any? I mean, we go for Philando Castile. That car wasn't even moving. And a cop shot that nigga in front of a woman and a kid. Then you have other situations where the niggas were pulling off and they got popped. And then you got the situation where the niggas in Memphis beat the nigga in the car. But all of a sudden, it's got to be a different perspective. You got forensic experts looking at her fucking hands and shit. Bitch, if you wasn't out there, you wouldn't have got the top pop. Your girlfriend was right out there with you. She already letting you know what time. Drive. You thought you could drive. You thought you could drive, but you shouldn't have tried to drive. Now everybody trying to justify the fact that you thought you could drive off from the fucking law. Niggas know what the risk they taking. She probably didn't even try to duck. If a nigga know he pulling off, he's gonna lean over toward the passenger seat because he knows it's been coming straight toward his motherfucking cassava. But I mean when I say things like that, but it's just, hell, everybody, y'all talk about it, racist, the white supremacy. Man, y'all niggas is new. Y'all act like we was Martin Luther King land all doing Obama. Then as soon as Trump get in, y'all think y'all that the freedom riders is goddamn back. And the shit been going on the whole motherfucking time. Now we got people like this here that cosplay underneath the guise of being down with us, but would spit on us in their homeland. You know, but they colonizing Minnesota. Colonized in Minnesota. You know, let me continue.
Act of terrorism. Given how much heat there is and the administration's scrutiny, would you tell Americans it's too dangerous to demonstrate and to go out and document as she was doing?
I think it is really important for Americans to record, to create the level of accountability and transparency that we need.
Now, what you'll notice when questions are asked, direct answers are not given. Do you think it's right for her to be out there all in the paint, fucking with the fucking police, the ICE people? She talking about, oh, they're just standing on the curb with the camera phones out, blah, blah, goofball. These people that the black people supposed to be indebted to love and honor and support forever. For nothing.
What we have seen in Minneapolis is ICE agents oftentimes jumping out of their cars. These are unmarked cars. Oftentimes they're wearing a mask. They're approaching, running.
So, first of all, these same ICE people been working, the same ICE agency with the same employees been around for however how long it's been open. These are American people that are working a job. They are already flashing. They're already crashing out on them people. I would want a mask on my motherfucking face too, so you can see my face and then trace me back to my family and all throughout my family. So I got to look out my window and see y'all outside, and I got to crash out on y'all because y'all can't control your emotions and understand it's something, especially for black folks, shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. And man, as many niggas got killed in the past 10, 15 years, and you ain't seen, this is unprecedented. That the news go along with it. That a whole party go along with it. When Obama was in, Democrats would ride so hard for a dead body than these people is.
Towards cars, they're pulling people out of those cars. Oftentimes, these people are citizens. Oftentimes, these people have documentation of their.
What about the other times? Oftentimes, my ass.
Legal right to be in this country. And we know that DHS has lied repeatedly when it comes to these accounts. So it is even more important for their.
She should be asking her, this woman should be asking her specifically, well, what did the DHS lie about?
To be recording from eyewitnesses every single time these actions are taking place.
But do you see from the recordings that we see, is there anything that you believe was being done that should not have been done by Macklin Good? The administration says she was blocking the road. They are claiming this is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, Renee Nicole Good, as you hear her say, she's not mad. She's sitting in her car, peacefully waving cars to get by. This agent, as you see, gets out of his car, automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She feels scared.
You hear this shit. She just smiles, say, I'm not mad, and she was trying to wave cars by. Wait a minute. Bitch, she's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be moving. Why now she's not only a protester, she's a traffic director, crossing guard person. And then she said that the cop just got out the car and ran up on her. They said stop the car. When she saw the cop coming, that's when she pulled off. What happened with the cop before he pulled up and said, get out the car? The other guy was getting ready to let her go. Why he jump in front of the car? Because he get ready to let her go. And it's in the mindset going back to these are regular people that's working this job. Oh, they're just doing their job. I guess they're like the Nazis, whatever. They were just doing their job to kiss my ass. These people just doing their job. So this man just woke up this morning and said, and the woman did not look, she didn't have, I guess, to fit the profile of an immigrant. He just woke up and said, I'm just going to shoot me a random lady in a truck. That's the first part. There's such a thing as motive. What would have motivated this officer, this trained officer, the one who had gotten dragged before previously? What would motivate him to just, I'm going to go shoot her? I'm going to shoot somebody that they got there. I don't know if it's Raggedy Ann or whoever I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot somebody today.
Tries to turn the wheel away, and then you see the other officer who can clearly see the car is move towards the front of the car, which if they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. And
look at this one, man. Come on, man. Just well, you said if he has 10 years of experience, then he should know. These people stand in the paint. They ain't gonna stand. She ain't standing in the paint for no niggas. This woman here, she ain't standing up no African American. No, wait a minute. No Black American foundational shit. 8 American descendants of African slave. I don't know what in the fuck nigga folks. She ain't standing in the paint for them. For us. No, not you. Not you. Not you. You think I'm going to do anything specifically for Black people? No.
So it is not acceptable for Kristi Noem and the president and the vice president to make these kind of judgments without there being a full investigation.
But you just did it.
Even though we can see in the videos that have been produced so far that what they are describing is really not what is taking place. And so if they're saying that we shouldn't believe our eyes, then let the investigation take place before you characterize this mother of 3 as a domestic terrorist.
Mama should have been at home making dinner, washing some laundry, cleaning the house, something. Why are you out there? You got kids. You didn't put yourself in a situation. It ain't, man, come on, man. If she was just driving to get past them, why are you out there? This is why I tell y'all that they really wanted, it really was supposed to have been a nigga out there. They trying to bring up some guy got killed by us. I don't, man, fuck, whatever. You're really supposed to be you're supposed to be niggas out there, American niggas getting stomped out for some other motherfuckers that ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm so glad that for the most part, I see some of y'all niggas, man, I swear, just I guess for the disdain for the Donald. You're standing in the paint for something that has absolutely, that's not going to benefit you no way, shape, or form. Then people will spit on you. When they once they feel they're safe and sound and in the clear. They ain't gonna honor or revere you, nigga American, or whatever ethnicity you claim to have. You want to be friends with everybody, but everybody else hates your guts, nigga American. Foundational, roundational, doy-ass, the BODOY, nigga American. Everybody, you want to get on everybody train, but you don't want to fix your own home station.
Prove to us what documentation you have that, 1, that she was paid, 2, that she was agitating when we can hear her say she's not mad, she's not upset. She's clearly trying to wave.
See, any other time these so-called folks know what it mean with this look, what it mean by slang. I ain't mad, I ain't mad at you though, bruh. I see what you're doing, but I ain't mad at you. Now it's just, oh, I'm not mad. Why should you be mad in the first place? Just drive your car out the way. But no, you use lollygagging, messing with the dude Piggy. They cut out the part where they talk about that piggy mess. And then you just
cars to bypass her. And so it's just this level of rhetoric is unjustifiable to the American people.
Just quickly on that, you said accountability.
See, and what it is, what about it is, okay, it'd be one thing to acknowledge the rhetoric from your so-called op. We all know y'all play in the same sandbox. It'd be one thing to acknowledge rhetoric from your own op, but then you don't look in the mirror and see the rhetoric that comes from your own side. The reason that this nation is in a lot of, they want to blame, oh, it's a Trump man. It is a mutual cooperative effort where I don't know, just lifestyle or culture or whatever, where it's the bullshit come from both sides because y'all playing team ball, y'all playing sets, whatever y'all indoctrinate y'all gang sets. You don't want to hear logic and reason. You're more you rather get the entertainment aspect out of it. Oh, you hear what such as she told him off. Then he told her. You hear what he said? That was just disrespect, man. You don't worry, and I'm talking to Black people. You're not worried about building any structure or any type of advancements where you don't even have to listen to these people. Stop Asian hate. You're not Black if you don't vote for me. First thing happens, stop Asian hate. You don't see Asian out here tap dancing for political parties like this in mass. No, they just come and depend on the good old rusty dusty tool in the drawer. The nigger folk, the Black folk, the African Americans. And this is really in my mind. Seeing this and knowing the situation, okay, knowing that she represents a district that is immensely saturated with Somalians. There's so-called evidence of them committing mass fraud on the pretty much you can say the Medicare, Medicaid system, because all this stuff comes from that pool, which is supposed to be for American people. So billions and billions of dollars being taken out of this. This is money that if it was just spent on in regards to just American interests and not, trying to make way for other people to have opportunities. So we're too busy pushing this land of opportunity shit while we don't have any while we're not seeing any opportunities for ourselves. We be in the commercial without having samples of the product. Yeah, you just paying nigga. Okay, maybe some of the fair share people are playing the victim card. But there's no way in the world. There's no way in the world a righteous person. No, we're not gonna go there. There's no way in the world someone that's thinking practically or about the financial, the social, just the wellness of your country, and you will be involved in, and you would just see shit like this happening. ICE has the job to do what ICE has to do. They're trying to play it out like, it's like the concentration camps. Once they better not try to play that play it like it's slavery. They thought that niggas was gonna be able to they thought that we the indigenous Black Americans could be deported. Oh, how saddened they were when their poor IQ nation learning was taught, because these people, they're not necessarily super geniuses. They're very cunning. Well, they were very chagrined when they found out that shit, we niggas, we at home. We sure can't go nowhere over there and be accepted. Now, when I'm secret, I'm just gonna end with just her talking about, they gonna talk about the fraud and shit, and she gonna tap dance around the fraud. She gonna be like, there's no reason. There's no reason. Anytime a motherfucker get caught doing dirt, and it's still being people trying to figure out what the dirt is, and then you find different leads. Well, maybe I should go over there and talk to the old girl. She stayed right next to where it happened at. They'll be able to maybe have some information. There's no need to go talk to such and such. Well, such and such must have saw you do what you must have saw you do what you did. But this is what I'm ending with. It's probably, I ain't gonna play it. I don't know. Regardless, this is a review. Whatever. If they copyright this shit because it's Face the Nation, whatever. But let this play out. I'm gonna stop it again. I know.
It's important for people to document what's happening. I just want to be abundantly clear, because the administration says that their officers are being stalked and harassed. When you say accountability, you are only describing recording like she was doing?
Yeah, I think it is fair for citizens to document what law enforcement is doing in their communities.
Yes, agents as well.
Well, there's also been violence against residents in Minneapolis.
There right now is a lot of heat on your.
See, now she said there's been violence against the agents. And she says there's been violence against Minnesota residents as well. How is it that a cooperative, like that what they say when it comes to black folks, why is it that a cooperative citizen of Minnesota, when coming across an ICE agent, especially a lady is like this woman, her name was Renee, whatever. When they come across an ICE agent, and how would there be any confusion? Pardon me. Let me y'all go ahead and finish.
State. Treasury Secretary Bessent called Minnesota ground zero for what may be the most egregious welfare scam in our nation's history to date. 85 of the 98 people who were charged by the Justice Department with this welfare scheme are Somali. And you know this, the Treasury Secretary is probing whether any of the money was somehow funneled outside the country. He actually issued new standards. He's going to make it make someone disclose if they receive public assistance when they try to wire money out of the country, and he's lowered the bar for suspicious activity. What is the practical impact of doing that in the community?
It's just creating fear. What they are doing is creating confusion, chaos, trying to intimidate people from being able to exercise their regular, normal activities that they would. There is no justification in any of the things that they say. The 80s.
Now, wait a minute. She says there's no justification, and you're just trying to stop interfering people from doing the things they regularly do. What are you saying? Are you saying that the people that need care, the children are suffering because this, that, and the third? You're not. This is not the way you're putting that down. It's like it's like you're defending the interests of a particular group of people, and it's not necessarily. I guess children could be people, elderly people could be groups of people, but it's not like. Okay.
7 people that you've described as being investigated, many of them adjudicated, all happened under the Biden administration. There is no justification for this search. We know that ICE has the ability to conduct raids. Yeah. There is no reason to have over 2,000 people coming in to our city and creating the level of terror that they have created.
Well, the administration argues that.
Okay, so there we go. Right, hold on, right, 1 second. Okay, so there's no justification. There's no justification. Now we all saw the video, the different areas and all that stuff, and she talking about this, all the fraud was investigated under Biden, adjudicated under Biden. Well, we also know that this money could reasonably be traced. This money that y'all misused, because really all it is still it was the remnants of the COVID money. How it was the COVID when the COVID relief plan. Even though we got a little piece of change, we had a little fun with the money. That was one of the biggest upward transferences of wealth, probably since Obama bailed out them people. Because what ended up happening was that all you had to do was be a party, and you might create some type of shell organization. Okay, this is going to be for the pets that the owners died from COVID. We're going to make a little shelter for the pets and things and stuff, and we're going to need this funding. You're going to set up a corporation. We're going to need the funding for this, this, that, and the third. And all, you got to find the right people. They wet their beak, and all of a sudden, this so-called pet orphanage then built out about 2-3 million. Do you know how many people, whether it be black, whoever, could be taken care of? Poor people could be taken care of with 2 million, but no, it's only a handout when the least of those reach for the handout, because those are the people that should be shielded and shamed for being poor and dumb and stupid, because it's not their fault that the plan was to leave them poor, dumb, and stupid. And then so when things are done to them, they'll somehow believe that those things are being done for them instead. This lady right here, man, she got some magnificent juju. Yes, indeed, she do. I mean, with her brother loving stuff.
They have to do it because the state failed to, right?
The federal government and the state have been working peacefully together and have brought justice to these 87 people that you've described. None of the search that they have conducted has produced any sort of criminal activity. They haven't been able to charge anyone as of yet.
Well, the administration also announced they're going to cut food stamps to Minnesota because they say some of the food stamp money had been embezzled here.
And those are the things that are being litigated, and it is, again, unconstitutional for them to do so.
Are you confident that the fraud that has been discovered is no longer being conducted now? Is there any justification for saying this food stamp money is somehow being misused?
Yeah, there are ways to investigate fraud, which we have been doing in Minnesota.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Which the federal government has been doing under the Biden administration. There is no reason for them to use this level of rhetoric. There is no reason for them to fully stop funding these programs. The only reason they are doing that is for PR purposes, and it is harming our state. It is harming my constituents, and it is creating the kind of chaos and confusion that no.
See, in this, for PR purposes, everybody, the aid is cut off for everybody, man. I mean, regardless of political affiliation, like y'all know the conservative folks, they own government aid too. The aid is cut off for everybody. What kind of PR could possibly be garnered from this, man? And people trying to find out where the money at. That Doge shit done something, man. People talk about Elon Musk, the Doge shit. Whatever framework they set up and start doing investigating, they digging up some shit. And the problem is that once they get to digging, is people like this are tied up in it. And they do it for their folk, but they ain't doing nothing for your folk. They ain't, and you'll be the ones that are standing in the pain for them. So, it is what it is, though. I sure appreciate it, man. Hey, man, I just wanted to, if she appears unrighteous, she doesn't appear righteous to me, and she looks like a charlatan. they all appear to be charlatans to me. Because, once upon a time, I believe that you vote people in office, and once they get in office, you have certain things that you want done for your people. Your tax dollars pay this, blase, whoop, to skip the blam. Really, as far as president's elections, I wrote it. I want to know if I ever voted for Clinton. I don't think I ever voted for Clinton, even though, I turned 18 in 89. They might have forced me. I might have been high and voted for Clinton. But I know that I tried when I was still indoctrinated by the Democratic Party. I attempted to vote for Gore. And then, they had the election freeze or whatever. And it was like saying that they were doing the counting the ballots and the hanging chairs and all that shit. And then at the end of the day, it came out to be the Electoral College that eventually put W in office. So at that, I looked at it like this. Well, I thought they was counting people votes. But at the end of the day, this college or whatever it is, I didn't go too far to look. I just read scam. And past all them years forward, we got to Obama, all the great black hope and change, man. Oh Lord of mercy, I ain't even gonna go into it, but I just want to say, man, y'all African American good black folks, Negro folks, nigger folks like myself. I'd rather be NIGGA. Y'all have to stop looking at these idols, people. These people are not idols. These people are not sires or rulers or lords over you. That's the problem that y'all have with Trump. Trump is still a public servant. You still have to respect the office of that public servant. He's still to serve the American people. And even in times in which you may feel that you're being mistreated by the person in which you pointed to serve you, it's much better, even this is a certain state of delusion, because it's also a certain state of delusion to be walking around with the sky is falling type of I don't know, man. Y'all, some of this one nigga I saw today, what did he put it? It was just so ridiculous about Trump. Oh man, it's like, and I mean, I like a good conspiracy theory when it comes down to it, man. But I like for my people to sound smart and intelligent and logical also. And it takes a lot for me not to fuck with. I'll be on social media. It takes a lot for me not to just just to fuck with your man. What are you talking? But all it does is people don't know how to separate logical thought and reason. They put so much love and adoration behind these people in this so-called party that they don't have any constructive or tangible evidence of them bringing forth black American people in mass. And really, you could say the Civil Rights Act or whatever, but shit, all they did was break up the already. I shouldn't say already, but I guess it was blossoming black economy. The individuals segregated black economy. The white man ice cold or whatever. But I digress, my people. Once again, I say my digress. We need to investigate Alzheimer's speaks and like about man. That man, don't even get me started on dude, man. That's a whole nother video on itself. They still willing him out here to say stuff. He just as bad as Obama when they wheel him out to try to check the black American man. Man, he not like I don't even say Mark shit. But yeah, I so appreciate y'all for tapping in with you guys, man. This was just some blind man stuff. I was just shuffling along through this. I I meant to do this Sunday, and I really need to start doing these when I immediately get the inspiration to do them, because I really could have done it better, because I really just feel like I cussed her out on live. But she's not going to hear anything. I said, I'm a nobody. This was how many people in the chat? 4 people in the chat. But stay out of the middle of them people's business. This person is not for you. This lady on the screen is not for you. She is for her people. And she goes in front of them people to tap dance and run her cuttings. They'll be like the friendly, they don't look so niggerish than the American Negro. They're exotic, and I don't guess they have some form of charm to themselves. Y'all better leave the Arabs alone, man. You better get the Arabs out y'all goddamn way, Minnesota. Peace and love. I'll let y'all next go around me.